Hello, and thank you for watching. I'm RobbieStingle, and today we're going to talk about this. Now, we'll start off with some history first. In late 1983, early 1984, Kramer came out with the Beretta, and that was what's referred to as the Holy Grail Beretta now. Eddie has it in a picture of the ad, and he's holding it like this, because the paint is still wet on the guitar. Now, if you have a Grail or are thinking of getting one, make sure that the neck heel is stamped ESP in big black letters on the heel, or does not have any glue seams in the headstock, because these are one-piece quarter swan maple necks, and they were all stamped because ESP was selling parts at the time, and Kramer bought them from ESP as parts. Now, after probably late 84, they stopped stamping them. They would still make some parts, but that's when they started making guitars, and none are stamped like this. And this is important because these Grail guitars go from $15,000, $20,000, sometimes more. So it's important to make sure it's the right thing. So I got this neck from a guy in California named John, that his mother needed surgery, and he sold it to me for $850 about 3 years ago. Nowadays, if you can find one, you're lucky to pay $1,500. Again, if you can find one. So that's the neck. Now let's talk about the body. This body is a sports two-piece maple body that was a concept. You can tell it's sports by the extra route for the spring clearance. It was a concept body for the Beretta in 1982. They were still trying to figure out how they wanted the Beretta to look. And as you can see, this one has really sharp edges all the way around. And if you look closely, you can see that the curves have a little bit of a angle in them. And that's due to the pin routing and hand sanding of the guitar body when they made it out of sports in Connecticut. This particular body I got from a friend of a guy that worked for Gibson in the paint booth. And he took it home. He had painted it horribly. It was never finished sanded. I had to drill a lot of the holes in it, And it already had the pre-drills for the narrow neck plate. But Kramer rejected the body. And it wasn't sold in the fire sale when they went out of business. This one got shipped to Gibson. So I had picked it up, and I didn't know what to do with it or what to do with the neck. And then it finally hit me. I was like, well, I have these, like, what I thought could be better than Grail parts, because you never saw a reverse banana Beretta with the Holy Grail ESP neck. And nobody's ever seen this concept body. To the world, it doesn't exist. So I decided to go for it. And it's heavy, it's maple, but I was concerned on the feedback, because feedback's a big part of my sound. And this pickup, 1978. Custom shop, Seymour Duncan, wound by Marcelo Juarez, fit so tight into the pocket that I had to use a cloth and a rubber hammer to get the pickup into the route. This tightness stopped the squelch, a high-pitched squelch that usually accompanies a maple body. And it has good feedback. It's not immediate. Like, a lot of the guitars you're going to see, it's not like right there. You got to wait a little bit. It doesn't split quite as fast, but I'm happy it was playable, you know, to do. It has the first run Floyd Rose flat black bridge, and you know the witch hat Holy Grail knob, and it was painted by Marty Bell in California. Now Marty Bell's retired, but he will still paint a guitar for me every once in a while, and I'm really happy. He did a great job on this one, and I really like this guitar. It's really cool. So I worked at Kramer. It's got the right parts. Is it really a Grail? I don't know. I don't really care, you know. I know the parts are even what I consider even better than Grail. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys a rundown on the guitar. Also, the electronics plate I made for it is so tight that it pressure fits in. No screws. And of course it has the narrow neck plate that has no serial number. And that's what the guys in the, you know, in the custom room would use for guitars they made for themselves or privately for somebody else, and probably unbeknownst to Kramer. And I like those. The narrow neck plate was used on all guitars for Kramer's in the early days. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And have a nice day, and rock on.